coming to you with the latest, uh,
Why are you singing?
with the latest review of Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Are you using hand sanitizer?
This week's episode was, for lack of a better word, pretty dull and boring. I'm not gonna spend too much time on this. I'm gonna go through this real quick, not to take up a whole day with this review, because really I feel like I wasted like a whole hour on something that probably could have been about 30 minutes, maybe even less than that. But okay, so the episode starts off with Claudia picking up her grandmother and her mother from the airport, and grandma is 90 years old and she is turned up to the max. Like, grandma is tripping. Grandma's funny as hell. And her mother is like super duper conservative. The way she described them was actually oil and water. So you see a scene where she takes her grandma and her mom out to dinner at this drag queen restaurant, and like her and grandma are talking, they're tripping. She says that like she's never had her mom tell her I love you, and she goes into that whole crying about being biracial type thing and whining about stuff that she's 41 and she shouldn't be talking about anymore. She's like, she knows her mom loved her. Her mom showed her love, but she just never actually said the words. And I'm just like, at 41, I don't know. Like, I know there were some things I had to recently learn how to let go of my parents, but I'm still in my 20s. Like, I'm really kind of just getting adulthood started. She's in her 40s. So, it's pretty much it with Claudia. Just sitting up with her mom and stuff. Oh, her grandmother said something so funny. She was like, you know what, Mom? I never had the birds and the bees talk. You never gave me the birds and the bees talk. And Mom was like, what? And Grandma was like, look, you want to talk? I will tell you to talk. You spread your legs, and then he sticks it in. He sticks it in. There you go. Like, Grandma. Oh my God. But yeah, Grandma was turned up, like I said. Then we go to a scene where that was a scene. I think that was before she picked her parents up. But there was a scene where Claudia was getting her hair done by Derek J, and like, I guess they were kind of trying to spill tea and stuff about everybody, and they was talking about Roger Bob and Demetrius' relationship, which he's got to help us. But Cynthia should be the last person sitting there trying to gossip about somebody's relationship to Derek J. Like, seriously. I don't think all the dust is away from your front porch while your husband running around spending up all your money. Okay. Girl. So, she tries to throw a little shade. Cynthia tries to throw a little shade, and she's talking about Claudia being a pretty girl, but she doesn't do all the makeup and stuff that all the other girls do, and she needs to step her game up. And then she tries to say, like, even with hair and makeup, some of these girls still look a mess. And I'm like, shit, but I'm a pretty girl, so I get a pass. And I'm like, some of them old lady clothes you be wearing, you might look cute, but you might be pretty in the face, but sometimes the whole ensemble don't always come together, boo-boo. So you need to cut that shade out that you doing, trying to shade people. You need to be shading your damn self. Anyways, so Cynthia gets a text from Nene, and Nene's saying that her and Cynthia needs to go out for drinks. I think Portia and Nene end up meeting up, and Nene throws a little shade at Portia, and she's like, I'm looking for a girl with a bunch of weave in her head. And the waiter's like, oh, are there? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, that's Portia. They walk over and they kiki and talk or whatever. Portia is telling her all about Demetrius' video release party that was not a video release party because the video was never seen because the video couldn't play. But hey, Demetria could still sing though. She could sing. So baby, she just had some technical difficulties that day. I ain't gonna. Yeah, she just had a few problems. You know, we all have problems with electronics and stuff. Sometimes we have kinks and stuff. Not necessarily, but at a party where we invite a whole bunch of people to see something. But it happens. I mean, it's life. So, you know, it is what it is, I guess. What else happened? Phaedra had a meeting with her mom, and she's basically just talking about the stuff she's going through with Apollo, how Apollo stays out late all the time at night, and how if he really cared about his kids and everything, he would have his butt at home, and talking about how Apollo had tried to run up on her at the club on the last episode and made her feel all extra uncomfortable and everything. So she told her mom about that situation. That was that, and then there was another scene where Phaedra and the kids were getting ready for bed, and you know she was just being super mom. But that was pretty much it. And then there had then at the end there was the meeting with Cynthia. Cynthia and Kenya came to meet Portia and Nene at this tavern place. This place called the Tavern, I think out in Duluth, just somewhere out there in the Atlanta area. I guess Kenya said something about Nene having them out in the boonies somewhere, and Nene was like, well, she shops out here in the outlets anyway, so I figured it shouldn't have been that much of an issue for her to come out here. I was like, okay. And her and Kenya and Nene were basically just kind of reading each other on the slick, you know, going, you know, Kenya give it to Nene, Nene give it right back to her, and they just kept going at it. Portia and Cynthia tried to squash their whatever. It didn't really go nowhere because soon as she kept trying to talk to her, Kenya just kept calling Cynthia's name, and Portia got mad, and she's like, this rude bitch on your ad is so effing loud. I was like, okay, yeah. Whatever. And then Nene and Cynthia tried to squash their issues, but Kenya kept butting in with her opinions on the situation, so nothing ever got resolved there. Everybody just kept drinking. Everybody was messed up. Like, had way too many drinks. What else? Kenya and Portia eventually gave each other a hug because Kenya was like she just want to put everything behind her. So they gave each other a hug or whatever. Cause Portia's like, if you're really serious, then I guess I could put it behind me. It was just a mess. It was a boring mess. Like, there was a scene I almost forgot about with Candy being Candy, with being messy with the old lady gang, running back and telling Sharon, running back telling her mom what happened, which the visit to Miss Sharon's house. Something I really just wish they would let go, because since Miss Sharon has since passed, since the taping of the show wrapped, I wish they would have just really just let that go. But I guess Bravo gotta still make their money off everything, I guess. But Candy ended up going back and telling Todd about the meeting and everything, and Todd was obviously upset, you know, because he's like, you just keep bringing up stuff, and it's like you keep stirring the pot between my mom and your mom, and like you don't hold your mom accountable for what she does, but your mom is the one who's got this whole thing started in the first place. Like, there wouldn't even been an issue if your mom never said anything. So, but that's it. That's all I got from this episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Like I said, it was really boring, and it could have been, it didn't need to be an hour-long show at all. It's like they just threw some scenes together. I feel like Bravo is just trying to stretch the season out and get as much of a paycheck as they can. And like, they really don't need like 30 episodes. I don't know why they try to pull 30 episodes out of it. Because like, I feel like everything would be a lot more eventful if they would cut a lot of this filler stuff out and shorten down the amount of episodes. But what do I know? I'm just a viewer, and I'm just one viewer. Maybe the rest of y'all feel different. Maybe y'all like the 30 episodes. But that's all my thoughts on Real Housewives of Atlanta for this week. I hope you guys are enjoying your holiday week. I hope you had a very Merry Christmas, and I hope that you had a wonderful New Year's. And I look forward to seeing you guys again in another video. And we will do this again next week after the next Real Housewives of Atlanta. And Love and Hip Hop New York will be back, because they didn't show this week, I guess, for the holidays. But they will be back next week, so you will get videos for both of those. And I love you guys. See you next episode.